Laura and I have stopped following each other on social media, as a lot of you have pointed out, and today I want to get into why that is. Also, I wanted to thank you for all your support and incredible messages on the last video where I had a bit of a little crisis, and I actually used my automatic writing techniques and automatic writing music techniques to turn myself right around from that and get back into positivity, hope and joy. And I also want to get into that today, let you know how that works. So it should be an interesting one. Let's get into it. This is vulnerable to talk about. I'm not comfortable talking about this. I feel like it makes me sound like a weirdo. But, you know, when you break up with someone, you get it, right? If you've had a breakup, you get obsessed sometimes with the person, don't you? And it doesn't make me weird. Or does it? Hey, thanks for coming back to the channel. I wanted to talk about channel memberships today. So remember, I talked about how I want to do different things and different platforms so that if you want something, you can go here, and if you want something, you can go there. So channel memberships, very exciting YouTube new thing that they've introduced where you can sign up to the channel. And what I thought I would do on there is, by popular demand, everyone wants to know about my automatic writing, where I just let my hand wander across the page, letting my mind go blank and just letting my hand just wander as it will. And then when I finish that process, I can very clearly see words. And what I do is I pour those words down one at a time, and then every time that sentence makes sense. It's crazy. It's been the most amazing experience of my life. 6 months ago, I started getting messages about writing music in the scribble that I was doing with this hand. It was making sense, and I started following those directions to write my binaural beats pieces, and you know how successful those have been for helping people with mental health, and it's just been overwhelming. So as an extension of that, I also started getting messages about how to live my life and how to get over depression. And I've been anxious to talk about it because I didn't want people to think that I was nuts. But it's been working, and it's been an incredible part of my recovery from 6 months ago when I tried to off myself to now, just following these guidances that I've been given through the automatic writing. And a lot of people have been saying, can you talk more about it? Can you talk more about how you do it? Can you talk more about what messages you've been getting? So YouTube channel memberships is where I'm going to get into that. That's what the whole thing is going to be. It's so interesting, you guys. It's been a life changer for me, what I've learned. And I've been anxious to talk about it on just the big platform, because I don't want people to think. Some people are very quick to jump to conclusions, and some people can be dismissive, and I'm hesitant to talk about this because it's the kind of thing that people can easily put down and easily say, you're crazy. And if these people aren't seekers and aren't serious about this being on the spiritual journey like we are, I don't want anyone in that. It's going to be a group of very sensitive, empathetic people, because you're interested in automatic writing. So what I don't want is one or two snipers coming in because we're sensitive, and it's going to ruin everything. So if you take it seriously, you're going to be okay with spending a price of a cup of coffee every month to be in that group, and no one who wants to shoot it down or be negative is going to subscribe and pay money. So I think that's a really good way of keeping it super special, keeping it super exclusive, and keeping it just to us seekers. And we can talk freely without the risk of anyone shooting it down or being horrible. The payment means you're taking it seriously. So I'm going to be doing weekly videos on there, as well as extra content here and there, but the main focus of that channel is going to be the automatic writing and what I've learned through the messages I've been getting. And like I say, it's going to be super interesting, and I'm so excited to finally be able to talk about this without the fear of being judged. So without further ado, I want to get into sorry, I've got to say it because I'm starting again. It's my new career. Please subscribe to the channel. It really means a lot to me. I love seeing that number go up, but also it's a massive help to my whole endeavor. It brings my music to more people, brings my videos to more people. I have a Patreon where it's exclusive music every single week and an exclusive video every single week. Great community over there. And tier 4 and 5, weekly guided meditations on Zoom, so I can see your beautiful faces. You can see my not so beautiful face. So yes, Laura and I, as a lot of you have pointed out, actually I didn't know about Laura until you pointed it out, have stopped following each other on social media. Now I can only talk about my side of why I've done that, and yeah, here we go. So for me, I stopped following Laura on Facebook, Instagram and TikTok because it was just too painful to see. You know I was obsessed. You guys know about my journey with the car tracking, and I was getting obsessed. I was in an obsessive mind. I'm an addict. I get obsessed over things, and it isn't good for my mental health to keep seeing Laura, and I need to limit the amount of time that I spend being obsessed with Laura and the whole thing. And this is vulnerable to talk about. I'm not comfortable talking about this. I feel like it makes me sound like a weirdo. But when you break up with someone, you get it, right? If you've had a breakup, you get obsessed sometimes with the person, don't you? And it doesn't make me weird. Or does it? Does it make me weird? Anyway, so in an effort to stop the weirdness, I stopped following Laura on those social medias. And now if I want to see, I can, and I've got to watch this as well, I can go and, decide to click on it, but I have to watch that because that's dangerous, because then I go down a rabbit hole. So the best thing for my mental health was just to avoid seeing it automatically. In your feed you see things automatically, and if you've got an ex or you're separated, every time you see it, it's like, it's a stab in the heart. So there's that. I can't speak for Laura. I don't know why she did it. It may have been around the time of the Perez Hilton drama. I probably deserve that then in that case. But that's the short and long of it. I've written a really good piece for my Patreon this week. This is it over there. I want to play it to you. Maybe I'll play it at the end. I'll play a little snippet at the end of this video because I really like this piece. This is a demo. I'm going to give you an early demo of something which I've never done before. So this is like before it's finished. You get to hear it. Let me know what you think in the comments. And if you're on Patreon, you get the full version of this in 2 weeks. I love you guys so much. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for thinking about the YouTube channel memberships, automatic writing, the messages I've been getting from my higher power. Thank you for following me on Patreon, where you get the exclusive music every single week, exclusive videos every single week, and guided meditation. I think that's everything. The housekeeping stuff's important now because it's a whole new business from zero. I know I've said it before, but it's scary and exciting. So I love you guys. Let's come back on Friday and talk about something else.